What's going on, everyone? Sports back with another video. In this video, I'm going to just be doing a quick video about some 2022 NFL draft prospects that are my favorites for the New York Giants and at the positions they really need. Of course, I'm going to keep it realistic with guys that we're going to be, in the range of us picking. I think they're honestly guys that could even slip down to the fourth or the fifth round. So I think there's some very realistic players here, and I think the Giants will end up with some of them. Hopefully, they end up with. I believe there's 15 here on this list. Hopefully, they end up with a whole bunch of them. But keeping it realistic, hopefully they end up with a couple. Let's get things started off right with. He's actually my personal favorite. And he's the cornerback at LSU, Derek Stingley Jr. This guy is, he's very, very good. He may be a top 5 pick in the draft. I really, really like him out of LSU, and the last thing I want is the Philadelphia Eagles to end up with him, because I know they have a big need at the cornerback position, and they may very well have 2 top 10 picks, and I really hope that he doesn't end up there, and I really hope he doesn't end up in Washington. So if he doesn't go to the Giants, I just hope it's a team outside the NFC East. I really like Derek Stingley Jr. out of LSU. The next one out of Iowa is the offensive lineman, Tyler Linderbaum. He's a center. This guy looks very good, and I really, really hope. Now, the New York Giants really need to address the O-line. And I think they're going to do that with at least one of their picks in the first round. And hopefully Tyler Linderbaum is one of those guys. Now, these aren't in order my favorites, to least favorites. Stingley was just my personal favorite. I really like Linderbaum out of Iowa, as well as Kenyon Green out of Texas A&M, another offensive lineman. I really like Kenyon Green. Again, the Giants need to improve the offensive line spot, so I think he is a very good player that could be a potential fit for the Giants, and he would really help out our team. Next one is Christian Harris, linebacker out of Alabama. The Giants, they have a big need at the linebacking position, and Christian Harris is ridiculous. He's really good. I really like him out of Alabama, and I like his teammate from Alabama, the offensive lineman Evan Neal. He's going to go very high in the draft, and I love him, to be the opposite tackle of Andrew Thomas for the long-term future of the New York Giants. Out of USC, the linebacker Drake Jackson, he's another stud. Now, the linebacker and edge rusher, I think these kind of go hand in hand, the way that these players' positions are listed. But between edge, offensive line, and linebacker, those are probably the 3 biggest needs for the Giants. And I really like Drake Jackson out of USC. I also like the defensive end Aiden Hutchinson out of Michigan. He's another really, really good prospect. That would be a great fit for the Giants, as well as defensive lineman out of Cincinnati, Majai Sanders. He is a terrific young player. Jackson Kirkland out of Washington, the offensive lineman. Again, the Giants really need offensive line help, and I think, I have a feeling they're going to use one of their first-round picks towards an offensive lineman. And even if they do, I think they're still going to attack it, in the later rounds. The Giants have tons of draft capital, so I could really see them go after a guy like Kirkland. Same thing with Charles Cross out of Mississippi State. He's another offensive lineman. He looks really, really good. So those are some O-line prospects. And then the last 5 are all linebackers, starting off with DeMarvion Overshown out of Texas. This guy is very good, and I would love for the New York Giants to go with him. I don't really know so much the range just yet of a lot of these guys. I know some of them could leak into the 3rd, 4th round potentially, but I really like Overshown out of Texas, as well as Henry To'oTo'o out of Alabama. I believe I'm saying that correctly. The linebacker, he looks to be very good. Merlin Robertson out of Arizona State, another linebacker. Brennan Cox Jr. out of Florida, the linebacker, and then Nakobe Dean out of Georgia, the linebacker. The New York Giants always seem to get somebody out of Georgia in the drafts, and I have a feeling they're going to do it again. Hopefully, our pick out of Alabama is Nakobe Dean. Of course, he belongs to that linebacking core of the Georgia Bulldogs. He's unbelievable. The Bulldogs have one of the best defenses. In my opinion, it's the best in all of in the whole country. Nakobe Dean has 3.5 sacks already, 2 interceptions. That guy is a stud on the 9-0 Georgia Bulldogs, as their defense is very, very good, and hopefully the Giants end up with a couple Bulldogs, or at least one. That's all I got in this video, guys. Those are my 15 favorite 2022 draft prospects for the New York Giants. Not in order, keeping it realistic, not going with obviously the top guys, but just keeping it within the New York Giant needs and players that I could really see the New York Giants going with in this draft. I hate thinking about the draft in November, but Giants are on the bye week, not a lot of content. Figured I could get this kind of video out and hear what you guys think about it. But I'm really excited for the second half of the year. Hopefully the New York Giants are able to turn it around, and the Giants pick is in the middle of the first round, and the Bears pick is in the top 5. That's the hope for the Giants moving forward. But that's all I got in this video, guys. You guys let me know your thoughts on these 15 prospects for the New York Giants. I really like them. Hopefully the Giants end up with some of them, or at least a couple of them, in this upcoming draft. These are all guys that could go anywhere from the first to even third or fourth round. You guys let me know what you think about these players. Do you think the Giants have a possibility of drafting them? You guys let me know all that good stuff down below in the comment section. As always, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We'll see you guys all in the next video. Let's go, Giants.